Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, for 1 year as we read through St. Faustina's diary. Join me, Amy Thomas, each day for a short reading out of the diary which brought us a deeper understanding of Christ's divine mercy. Hello, Catholic pilgrims. Welcome to day 174 of our readings from St. Faustina's diary. So I've got another milestone for you today. We are down another 100 numbers. Today we will start with number 800, and so that is awesome. I'm feeling very accomplished. But in today's readings, Sister Faustina's writings today are very much like quick diary entries, and so there's nothing that's a long connected thought really for her. We're just getting to know her a little bit deeper and see where she's at during this Christmas season as she's struggling with her health. And so we're just kind of going to go through a couple of the things that she's talking about, things that just kind of popped into my head. So we will be reading from Notebook 2, numbers 800 through 804. A moral principle. If one does not know what is better, one must reflect, consider, and seek advice, because one must not act with an uncertain conscience. When uncertain, say to yourself, "Whatever I do will be good. I have the intention of doing good." The Lord God accepts what we consider good, and the Lord God also accepts and considers it as good. One should not worry if, after some time, one sees that these things are not good. God looks at the intention with which we begin and will reward us accordingly. This is a principle which we ought to follow. Today, I still managed to pay a short visit to the Lord in the Eucharist before going to bed. My spirit was immersed in Him as in its only treasure. My heart rested a while near the heart of my spouse. I received light as to know how I should behave toward those around me, and then I returned to my solitude. The doctor is taking good care of me. All those around me are very kind to me. December 10th, 1936. I got up earlier today and made my meditation before Holy Mass. Holy Mass is at 6 o'clock here. After Holy Communion, my spirit was drowned in the Lord as in the sole object of its love. I felt absorbed by His omnipotence. When I came back to my private room, I felt sick and had to lie down at once. The sister brought me some medication, but I felt bad all day. In the evening, I tried to make a holy hour, but I could not do so. All I could do was unite myself with the suffering Jesus. My room is next to the men's ward. I didn't know that men were such chatterboxes. From morning till late at night, there is talk about various subjects. The women's ward is much quieter. It is women who are always blamed for this, but I have had occasion to be convinced that the opposite is true. It is very difficult for me to concentrate on my prayer in the midst of these jokes and this laughter. They do not disturb me when the grace of God takes complete possession of me, because then I do not know what is going on around me. My Jesus, how little these people talk about you. They talk about everything but you, Jesus. And if they talk so little about you, it is quite possible that they do not think about you at all. The whole world interests them, but about you, their Creator, there is silence. Jesus, I am sad to see this great indifference and ingratitude of creatures. Oh, my Jesus, I want to love you for them and to make atonement to you by my love. Okay, so the first part we have to talk about is the part where she says that she didn't know men were such chatterboxes. I about laughed out loud the first time I read that because you never hear that, right? And like she said, women are usually blamed for this. And I just found it funny that she even mentioned it. And she must be sitting, in her quiet woman's ward, and she can hear the men just talking about this, that, and the other thing. And she's probably feeling a little exasperated that, she's trying to pray and be united to God, and they're just talking about all kinds of things and, being a little disruptive. But I had to laugh when I saw that. So, guys, apparently it's you that are the chatterboxes, not us women. Nope. Sister Faustina said so. But on a more serious note, the two sections I would like to talk about is number 800 is the first one. And this is a very interesting moral principle that she lays out. So she says, If one does not know what is better, one must reflect, consider, and seek advice. That's such good advice right there, because what tends to happen is we always think that we're right. I always think I'm right. Otherwise, I wouldn't think that way. And so if I'm setting out to do something and I think I know what is right, I very rarely reflect, consider, seek other people's advice, because number one, I don't want to hear that I'm wrong. And number two, I don't even really think about it because I don't think I'm wrong. But it is good from time to time to actually consider why you are doing something, or maybe why you believe a certain way, because chances are there are times where we can be wrong. But she says that if you're uncertain and you're like, okay, I want to do good here. I want to do good. My intention is to do good. And so I'm going to go down this path. God, respects and understands that. Even if what we decide might be wrong, if our intention is, God, I want to do good. I think this is good. I think this is the path I should go down. And we go down it. And then if we find out later that what we decided to do was not okay and not good, God still understands. He's not going to bring down fire and brimstone upon our heads if he knows deep in our heart we were trying to do good. Now, we can't play the game where we're like, okay, well, this is what I want to do. I kind of know it's wrong and I shouldn't be doing it, but I will tell myself and I will tell the Lord that, oh, I'm doing this because I believe this is truly good. Because, see, God knows our hearts. He knows that inner dialogue that we're having. And so if we're trying to fool him or ourselves, it's just not going to work. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the last number 804. And she says, my Jesus, how little these people talk about you. They talk about everything but you, Jesus. And if they talk so little about you, it's quite probable that they do not think about you at all. This really hits me because I'm not a big small talker. I don't like a lot of small talk. Oh, how's the weather? How are you doing? How are you doing? No, how are you doing? I'm not that great at it. I'm getting better because it is an art and it is something that we should be good at. We can't go deep in every conversation, but a lot of people just don't want to go deep into conversations anymore. Like to really talk about our faith and about Christ and what we're thinking about him and what we're thinking about our faith. We always think it's going to turn into, World War III, that we're going to have to go to blows and to battle with people. If we ever talk about the deeper things in life. And so we keep it all so surface level. Oh, let's just talk about the weather. Let's just talk about sports. And the crazy thing is that people can talk about sports, and I love sports. We can talk about sports for forever. And we can talk about movies and, what we're up to these days. But if we try to have a deep conversation about Christ and bring him into the conversation, so often people just don't want to go there. And I want to go there. I get sick of small talk. And I want to know what people think. And I know I may not agree with them on everything, but I want to ask questions and I want to see what's led them to that, thought process and what experiences have they had to make them think about, either politics or the deeper ethical questions or about Christ and faith and religion. I want to talk about those things. And I think we're so scared today to talk about those things because they do typically end up into big fights instead of just a talk. Let's just talk. We don't have to walk away from the table and agree on every aspect of each other's lives. That's okay if we don't. But we can ask questions and we can be okay with the other guy, saying, it's not how I see it. That's okay to say that. And so I wish we had more conversations about Christ because, for one, he's amazingly interesting and there's so much to talk about. And And I think if we actually started talking about it with people, a lot of people would work out in their mind what they really think about God. And they might hear themselves say it out loud, but I just think we're so afraid to go into those deeper questions. And so we just avoid them. And so we talk about the surface level stuff. So that is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I will see you back here for day 175. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.